North Carolina First Lady Kristen Cooper tours Rockingham Middle School, and Hitchcock Creek Greenway is closed as Henson Lake is cleared for runners. That and more all coming your way on your Friday edition of Live at 5. Richmond County's nightly news starts right now. North Carolina's First Lady got a glimpse of Richmond County's public education system Thursday as she toured Rockingham Middle School. Kristen Cooper was led around the campus by Principal Teresa Gardner and Superintendent Dr. Cindy Goodman, making short stops in various classrooms while teachers instructed in language arts, social studies, math, and music. After visiting the old school auditorium, the governor's wife briefly joined the chorus class, singing and clapping and swaying her hips to the song. Following a brief introduction, some teachers continued with their lessons, while others let her ask the students a few questions about what they were learning. She posed for photos at different spots throughout the school, both with Gardner and with a group of students. Serving on Cooper's executive protection detail as they walked around the school was Eddie Sampson with the North Carolina Highway Patrol. Sampson was based at the station in Hamlet before working security for the First Family, and his daughter attends Rockingham Middle School. Cooper has now visited about 57 of the state's 100 counties. She said she wasn't exactly sure of the number because some visits have been canceled the past 2 weeks because of Hurricane Florence. Her goal is to tour every county by the end of 2020. The Hitchcock Creek Greenway on Steel Street is closed until further notice because of damage from Hurricane Florence. The city of Rockingham made the announcement via a Facebook post on Wednesday. The walking trail is washed out in places, the picnic and playground areas need to be cleaned, wood chips need to be replaced, and there are several trees down around the park and in the creek, according to City Manager Monty Crump. The area has been closed since the creek spilled over its banks following heavy rains from the tropical system, leaving much of the area underwater for several days. Crump said there is no timeline for the park to reopen. Although the Steel Street access point is closed, Crump pointed out that Henson Lake is fully open as the trails have been cleared to host the 24-hour Ultra Classic cross-country foot race this weekend. The event begins at 8 a.m. Saturday and ends at 8 a.m. Sunday, with runners making as many laps as they can around the 1.5032-mile inner loop around the lake within the 24-hour period. When we return, there was a full house for the new Lakeside venue, and the Hamlet Depot holds their third annual ghost tour. It's coming up right after the break.
Hi, this is Christina with Richmond County Hospice. I'm with Julie and Holly, and we're here to talk about how wonderful Hayden Construction was during our recent pipe bursting and flooding in our building.
In 10 to 15 minutes they were here, and they were already starting to work vacuuming up the water, trying to figure out where all the damage was, what all they needed to do.
They were so quick to get on the scene. They were here before I even arrived, and it was just reassuring to have them come in and take control.
We are so thankful that they were here to help us that day.
At Kyocera, we see your company differently. We see your documents, how they're accessed, what it takes to keep them secure, and how well your workflow is flowing.
Kyocera helps your entire document infrastructure run more efficiently, securely, and cost-effectively.
And what we see is an opportunity to integrate all of it.
Sunday was the open house for the new Lakeside venue on Boyd Lake Road in Hamlet. Guests filled the bar area and spilled out onto the screen porch and throughout the reception hall. The building that served honorably as the former Hamlet VFW has now been renovated by new owners Joe and Donald Jenkins as an event venue for weddings, receptions, reunions, and parties in general. Paying homage to the military history of the building are related photos, certificates, and posters on display throughout the space. The history of the building, the alluring view of City Lake, and the aesthetically pleasing decor of the interior would seem to confirm this to be a successful venture by Joe and Donald as the new owners of the facility. To learn details about the availability of the space, pricing for events, or to schedule a tour, email lakeside.venue@outlook.com or call 910-434-6191. The third annual Hamlet Depot Ghost Tour is just around the corner. This year, the Ghost Tour will take place the weekend before the Seaboard Festival. The tours will be held on Friday, October 19th and Saturday, October 20th. PD Region Paranormal, a team located in Richmond County, will be hosting the tour. The members of this particular paranormal group have 20 plus years of experience in paranormal research. More information about who they are and what they have done can be found on Facebook and YouTube. The investigators and a museum tour guide will lead the groups through the depot, tornado building, and new this year, they'll also be including the caboose. The investigation team will also give the tour groups a chance to learn about and use their special equipment. Each tour will feature historical elements as well. The tour guides will discuss the history of the buildings as well as the artifacts present. Tickets are now on sale through ticketleap.com and are $20 per person. Members of Chevy Nation will assemble this weekend at Rockingham Dragway, where the original Super Chevy Show promises a bit of everything for the Bow Tie Brigade, from a massive 2-day car and truck show to GM exclusive drag races, a Chevy-themed swap meet, and Chevy-focused performance marketplace. Presented by the Richmond County Tourism Development Authority and open to all General Motors vehicles, including GM-powered dragsters, roadsters, and altereds, the 3-day show and speed extravaganza begins today with a 1 to 7 p.m. test and tune session. Action heats up on Saturday with the start of show car judging at 10:30 a.m., followed by first round racing in Top ET, foot brake, street, and DOT classes at 12 noon. The first of 2 runs by Terry Rosberg's 280-mile-an-hour American Thunder Jet Dragster will be at 1 p.m., and the first of 3 rounds of Nostalgia Pro Stock Racing will be at 1:15. Sunday racing in Top ET and foot brake will begin at 12 noon, with identification of the day's show car champions at 3 p.m. Adult admission is $20 daily, $35 for Saturday and Sunday, or $40 for the weekend. Kids aged 6 to 12 are $5 daily or $10 for all 3 days, while children under 6 are free when accompanied by a ticketed adult. As always, parking is free in Rockingham's main lot. When we return, I'll be bringing you your Live at 5 weather report. What is the weather going to be like for the weekend? We'll find out right after this.
At Richmond County Hospice, we strive to provide high-quality care to our patients and their families. Whether it's the incredible hospitality at the Haven House or from the comfort of your own home, you can count on Hospice to be there for you. We also offer monthly grief support groups, and our chaplain will be there to hold your hand in prayer. Through our amazing staff and our volunteers, Hospice has made difficult times easier for our community. Call the number on your screen if you feel that you or your loved one may benefit from our services. Richmond County Hospice. Peace, comfort, dignity.
Today's Live at 5 weather report is brought to you by Simply Chic Monogram Boutique. And taking a look at the map behind me, the highs for tomorrow as we get further into the weekend. Let's start on the beach. Down in Wilmington, a high of 81 for tomorrow, high of 81 as well in New Bern. Up in Pirate Nation, high of 83 for Greenville, high of 97 over in Wolfpack Country. Now right here in the Sand Hills area, we can expect a high of 81 for both Southern Pines and right here in Rockingham. Down in Laurinburg, just down 74 for tomorrow, a high of 83. If you're continuing down 74 heading west, you're probably going to end up in Charlotte tomorrow for the high will be 80 degrees. Same thing for Greensboro, just north of Charlotte, a high of 80 there as well, high of 77 over in Hickory. And just in case anybody's heading down to South Carolina, we'll throw those out for you for the weekend. A high of 85 expected in Darlington, high of 83 down in the capital city of Columbia, 79 for Spartanburg, 82 for Lancaster. Taking a look at the 5-day weather forecast here for Richmond County. It looks like nothing but beautiful weather on the way. For tomorrow on Saturday, 0% chance of rain, high of 81, low of 65. And I can go ahead and just repeat myself for the next 5 days, as there are going to be 0 chances of precipitation as we currently sit. But for Sunday, a high of 81, a low of 62, finishing out the weekend. As we get into Monday, which is also October 1st, believe it or not, we are finally into October, and for Monday, once again, 0% chance of rain, a high of 82, low of 63. Moving into the middle part of next week, for Tuesday, 0% chance again for precipitation, a high of 83, a low of 64 that day. And for next hump day, high of 87, low of 65. Once again, beautiful weather expected. So temperature, as again we've seen over the last few weeks actually, is going to hover down in the lower 80s, except for Wednesday when it's going to get all the way up to a balmy 87. But considering the weather we've had this summer, these low 80 numbers are really nice. And as you'll see on the map again, on the 5-day weather forecast, the low temperatures that are going to come in at night actually going to get kind of chilly. So keep that in mind if you're heading out, if you got a late night over the weekend or getting into the beginning of next week. Grab you a jacket on the way out. And that's going to do it for your Live at 5 weather report. When we return, Richmond Tennis earns their 7th straight win, then quieting Lumberton 7-0, and the Lady Raider volleyball team is defeated by Jack Britt despite playing more aggressively. It's all coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
The Lady Raider tennis team continued its winning ways on Thursday when it took on the Lady Pirates of Lumberton and shut them out 7-0 to up their winning streak to 7 in a row. All 6 players put W's on the board, starting with number 1 player Jayana Nicholson's victory of 8-4. Unfortunately for Lumberton, that would be as close as it would get to winning a match. Continuing singles coverage, number 2 Grayson Way won her match 8-1, followed by number 3 Emily Parsons winning 8-2. In the number 4 singles match, Chloe Wiggins blanked her Pirate counterpart 8-0, and the same happened in the number 5 and number 6 matches respectively, with Taylor Parrish and Emily Bowie to complete the singles shutout. This is the second time Richmond has defeated Lumberton, and although head coach Mike Way can't put his finger on why, he knows his team has had the Pirates' number all season long. Looking forward, the Raiders were slated to face Pinecrest High School at 10 a.m. on Saturday, but Richmond Senior High School Athletic Director Ricky Young said Thursday that officials from Pinecrest called and said they couldn't play that day and would try to reschedule. A reason why wasn't given. That puts Jack Britt in the Lady Raiders' crosshairs as they'll try to extend their winning streak to 8, but Way said it's going to be easier said than done. Depending on whether the Patriots game is made up, Richmond will finish out the regular season with matchups next Tuesday at home against 71st High School and Thursday away at Scotland. Both competitions are set for 4 p.m. start times. Prior to the start of the volleyball season, first-year head coach Ashley Larson noted that this year was going to be a developing year, as it was no secret she was losing 4 all-conference starters. The growing pains have struck the Lady Raiders this week, as Thursday's road loss to SAC leader Jack Britt made it the 3rd loss in as many nights. The mid-season skid is the first 3-game losing streak suffered by Richmond since September of 2015. The Lady Raiders fell in straight sets to the Lady Buccaneers Thursday 17-25, 22-25, and 19-25. In the team's first meeting, Jack Britt also swept the Lady Raiders in straight sets. Although her team didn't come out with a victory, Larson did see some improvements against the Lady Bucks from mistakes earlier in the week. Richmond won't have much time off before its next match, as it'll host Purnell Sweat in a rare Saturday match to make up for lost time from Hurricane Florence. Larson will hold a light practice today before turning around and playing the week's 4th match on Saturday. The varsity match against the Lady Rams is scheduled for 1 p.m. on Saturday at Richmond Senior High School. And that's going to do it for today's edition of Live at 5. If you haven't already, be sure to download the Richmond Observer app for your iPhone and Android devices. For all the latest news here in Richmond County, visit richmondobserver.com. And be sure to tune in to Good Morning Sandhills Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. Thanks for watching Live at 5. Good night and have a great weekend, Richmond County.